Let me tell you about the day a so-called nobody broke 10 boards and a whole room full of prejudices right over his weathered knee. It started in a place most people would call ordinary Harlan's dojo, where the floors are polished enough to see your face and the walls echo with the sounds of kids learning to kick, punch, and call each other sir and ma'am. And behind all of that, just outside in the alley, was Elliot Ray, a man who'd once held gold medals and now just held on. You know, the type most folks ignore, the shadow behind the dumpster, the guy picking cans while kids practiced kata. That was him. They called him Sensei Bum, thinking they were clever, never guessing that underneath the battered jacket and clear, calm eyes was a real master, one who knew more about pain and persistence than any of them ever would. Funny thing, though, about places like that, the truth eventually comes walking in, whether anybody wants it to or not. The truth showed up the day Harlan, the owner, a big, broad-shouldered guy with just enough gray to earn respect, finally invited Elliot inside. That's where this all really starts. The kids were practicing, parents lining the room, scrolling their phones, whispering about the homeless guy out back. They kept their distance, but their kids noticed him, especially little Leo, whose mom Jennifer was as quick with a worried glance as she was with a smile. Leo didn't see a vagrant. He saw a man who listened and bowed when offered a sandwich. Sometimes it takes a kid to see straight through the dirt and into the soul. Now Travis, older, cocky, blue belt, and all attitude, he saw an easy target. He started up with the taunts. "Hey, Sensei Bum, think you're going to be a black belt? Come on in." Laughter all around, except from Leo and a girl named Caitlin who watched Elliot through the window struggling with her form. He mimed a correction. Back foot twist balance. She tried it his way. Nailed it. That's all it took for Mr. Harlan to notice, watching quietly from the corner. He saw something in Elliot that day, something none of the others bothered to look for. Later, when the dojo emptied and Elliot sat eating Leo's sandwich under a flickering security light, Harlan joined him, offering a bottle of water and a seat on the curb. They talked carefully, like men who've both learned to count their words. Harlan could tell right away this wasn't some burnout or grifter. The man's posture alone gave him away. "You've trained before," Harlan said. Elliot just nodded. "A long time ago." Harlan offered him shelter behind the building out of the rain, told him he could come inside any time. Kindness can be awkward, you know, especially when you haven't seen it in a while. That week, the parents' rumor mill hit overdrive. Was he dangerous? Was he watching their kids? Leo stood up for him. He's just quiet. But Travis saw an opportunity for another cheap laugh. He filmed Elliot through the window, posted it online. "Master of trash foo, the dojo stalker." Some kids laughed, some squirmed. Even Miguel, an older student, called it out. "That's messed up, Travis." But the video was already making rounds. So when Harlan posted a flyer for open mat day, anyone could come in and practice. Elliot got the invite too. The day came more crowded than usual. Word had spread. There he was, standing by the door in worn jeans, uncomfortable but upright. Travis couldn't help himself. "Well, look who it is. The great master has decided to join us." The crowd snickered. Harlan tried to keep order, but Travis wanted a show. "Show us something, tough guy." Elliot stood his ground. "I'm just here to observe. Mr. Harlan invited me." Leo, bless him, pushed through the crowd, defending Elliot. He helped Caitlin with her kata. Travis ruffled his hair, but Leo wasn't having it. "It's not fun. It's mean." The room went still. Finally, Harlan called it, "That's enough, Travis." Then turning to Elliot, "Would you demonstrate a kata?" You could have heard a pin drop. Elliot hesitated, then agreed. He stepped out, took off his shoes, and began. The transformation was instant. Every movement precise, powerful, years of discipline visible in the flow of muscle and breath. You could feel the room shift. Even the doubters leaned forward. He finished with a strike that seemed to split the air. Silence. Then Leo started clapping. Soon the whole room joined in. Even Harlan was stunned. That was Goju Shiho, he said, naming a kata that most never attempt. Travis, ever the competitor, tried to salvage his pride. That's just choreography. How about sparring? But Elliot wasn't biting. A good martial artist knows when to engage and when to walk away. He bowed and left the mat, his dignity untouchable. After that, nothing in the dojo was the same. Harlan tracked down Elliot's past former Marine national karate champion, vanished after his wife's death. Crushing debt, drifted into homelessness. He made Elliot an offer, teach the beginners, get meals and a roof in exchange. Some parents hated it, others got curious. Leo's mom, Jennifer, stuck up for him, telling Harlan that Leo had never been so confident. But Mark Wilson, Travis's dad, was determined to stir the pot. He found old footage of Elliot in a tournament edited to show a brutal injury and spread it around. This guy's dangerous, shouldn't be teaching kids. Sponsors dropped out of the upcoming fundraiser. Students pulled out graffiti, appeared on the dojo door. Bums don't belong here. Elliot packed his bag, left a note for Harlan. Thank you for believing in me, but some debts can't be repaid. That might have been the end, except for Leo. He showed up at the fundraiser devastated. He promised to help me, he cried. Harlan tried to explain, but the words rang hollow. Then as the rain poured down and the event was all but canceled, headlights swept the lot, a taxi door opened. Elliot, soaked and determined, stepped out. I came for the boy, he told Harlan, and for myself. They salvaged what they could of the event, and with the crowd gathered, Harlan asked if he wanted to try for the board-breaking record. Elliot nodded but asked for 9 boards. Then at the last moment, 1 more. 10 pine boards. No one in that room had ever seen it done. Elliot bowed, focused, struck, and shattered all 10. The room erupted. The doubters silenced. Even Mark Wilson nodded in grudging respect. Things changed after that. More parents brought their kids. Reporters came calling. Elliot's story, homeless champion turned community hero, went viral. He kept teaching, kept his head down. The shelter program grew. Travis and other students volunteered, even helped kids from the shelter. Leo practiced every day, and eventually he started teaching the younger ones himself, mirror of Elliot's patience and kindness. Of course, the drama wasn't over. Rival dojos stirred up controversy. Blog posts questioned Elliot's motives. Students and parents organized a walk for respect. No speeches, just presence. It spoke louder than words. A documentary followed, but this time it focused on the shelter program and second chances, not just viral fame. Letters arrived from old friends from Amara's oncologist debt, paid in full. Marcus, his old training partner, reached out. Life, once so brittle now, had new roots. A year to the day after that first kata, Elliot Ray stood in front of a packed class, golden embroidery on his black belt. A photograph from the whole dojo, a plaque by the door. Strength is not what you break, it's what you survive. New shelter kids arrived, eager and wide-eyed. Leo and Caitlin took the lead, teaching and breaking their own records, learning that the only number that counts is how many lives you lift up along the way. And as the sun set, Elliot walked home through a neighborhood that finally saw him not as a shadow or a spectacle, but as a teacher, a neighbor, and a man still standing. If you took anything from this story, ask yourself, which would you rather be? The one who breaks boards or the one who breaks expectations? Go ahead and leave your thoughts below, because honestly, the only thing better than a good story is the conversation it starts.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Trinh, mình phụ trách viết content. Trên đây là những công việc của mình là
Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know, please.
After the tree to hold on to.
Yeah, use the fence.